much to everybody for joining us today. We're going to go ahead and get started so we can use our entire hour today. Welcome to Self-Care for the Stressed Out Child Care Professional. I'm so happy so many of you are joining us for this webinar today. It's so important in such a physically and emotionally demanding career that we do take time to focus on ourselves. So thank you so much to all of you for being here with us today. Before we get started, I'm going to bring my lovely co-host Kaya on to chat with us a little bit about what's going on the social side of Hi Mama.
Hey everyone, super excited for our very last webinar of 2021 and so excited to welcome back Ron today. Just wanted to hop on here and let everyone know that we are currently counting down our top webinars and our top podcasts of 2021. Super exciting. If you've been following us on social, make sure you check out our Instagram and our Facebook pages and Twitter, where we've been counting down the top 5 webinars and podcasts. I'll post a link in the chat here in just a second. Make sure you give us a follow and let us know what were your favorite webinars and podcasts this year. Tell us in the chat or head over to social and tell us there.
Thanks so much, Kaya. If you do not follow us on our social channels yet, please do. We share a lot of really wonderful information there, and you can see some of our webinars there as well. I will be saying this again at the end, but we will not be having a webinar next week as we will be closed for the holidays. So we are sharing our top 5 webinars of the year. So if you still want to sit down next Thursday at 2 p.m. Eastern time and watch a webinar, we have tons available for you. Okay, so just a reminder that this content that we are sharing today is not personalized legal or financial advice. So the goal that we hope that you leave these webinars with today are some amazing tips, tricks, and techniques for you to bring into your centers and classrooms and to inspire you and give you ideas for you to implement at your center. But please know that this is not legal or financial advice. So we just want to make sure that you are consulting the right people, whether that's a licensing rep or a legal advisor, if you are to make any big changes at your center. I'm going to go ahead and we're going to do a quick listen to our land acknowledgement.
Hi Mama acknowledges that our main headquarters is situated in Toronto, Ontario, on the traditional territory of many nations, including the Mississaugas of the Credit, the Anishinaabe, the Chippewa, and the Haudenosaunee and the Wendat peoples, and is now home to many diverse First Nations, Inuit, and Métis peoples. Toronto itself is a word that originates from the Mohawk word Takaranto, meaning the place in the water where the trees are standing. As participants and guests in today's webinar, we are coming together from many different places around the world. We encourage you to learn about and acknowledge the land from which you participate.
And a listen to our diversity and inclusion statement.
Hi Mama is committed to fostering an inclusive and welcoming environment for our employees, customers, and community. Hi Mama welcomes and celebrates individuals of all backgrounds, orientations, and identities. Our Diversity, Inclusion, and Belonging Committee aims to ensure we provide a safe environment for everyone to thrive while bringing their authentic selves to work. Our mission is to promote an inclusive workspace for all employees through education, discussion, and celebration of our differences. Embracing these differences while coming together with a common purpose is what makes our team extra special.
Okay, and a couple housekeeping pieces before we get started. A reminder, this session will be recorded. We will be sending out the recording by early next week. So if you do have to pop off, if anything happens, we will send you the recording. We are also recording with the closed captions turned on. If you do want to turn those on for the live session right now, you can just hit that CC tab on your Zoom. And in terms of certificates, for everyone who is attending our live session today, we will get those certificates out to you by early next week as well, your certificates of participation. And lastly, if you are having any issues with your Zoom, I certainly hope you do not, but if you are, definitely contact support.zoom.us so they can help you out. If you are new here, welcome. We're so excited to have you join us. If you don't know about Hi Mama, we are a childcare management software app to support childcare centers with all their administrative tasks, as well as their children's observations and documentation, your billing, your parent communication. We are here to support you so you can focus on what matters most, which is the children in your care. If you would like to learn more about how Hi Mama can help you in your center, Kai will post a link in the chat. You can also do a Google search and find us there, and you can schedule a demo to learn more about Hi Mama and what we have available. If you are a Hi Mama customer or you do get set up with Hi Mama, just know you will have amazing, amazing support. We do have a wonderful support team who will be here to help you get the entire program up and running and is there if you have any questions. I know firsthand, I used to be on our support team and got to work with customers as they got Hi Mama set up. And I promise you, it is a wonderful group of humans who are on the other side of the phone, ready to help you. As well, if you didn't know, we do have weekly podcasts available. I highly recommend taking a listen to those. They're fabulous. We have hundreds of free activities. Articles are constantly being released to support you. We have world-class support. And again, if you didn't know, we are a B certified company. So what that means is as we work with the amazing educators who are part of the Hi Mama family, we're also working actively to make a positive impact in the early childhood education space. Okay, so we're finally ready to get started. If you haven't met me yet, my name is Maddie. I am the host of the Hi Mama Helps webinars. I am one of the early childhood educators here at Hi Mama, and I work as a customer advocacy specialist for Hi Mama. As you all know, we also have my wonderful co-host, Kaya. Kaya, if you want to pop on and share a little fun fact about what's going on with you today.
Oh gosh, what's going on with me today? I'm really looking forward to a special Christmas Eve dinner today with my family. We are having lobsters. It's our tradition to have seafood dinner for Christmas Eve. So really looking forward to that. Let me know what your Christmas plans are, or holiday plans. I'm really excited, and I'm here for support if you need anything throughout the webinar today.
Thanks, Kaya. Sounds fun. Yeah, share in the chat what you have going on over the holidays. We'd love to hear what's going on with you. Okay, and finally, our special guest, Ron. Ron, do you want to come on, turn on your mic, turn on your video? Hey, Ron, welcome so much to our webinar today. Before I hand it over to you, why don't you go ahead and give us a quick intro of who you are, maybe share a fun fact about what's going on in your world today.
Wow. Okay. Been working in early childhood for over 15 years, developed yoga and martial arts, ran a preschool enrichment company in New Jersey where we were in 60, 70 different schools, including the school I was teaching at, the United Nations preschool, Bright Horizon. That was awesome. Now I love spending time offering value and opening up people's minds and giving them a unique perspective on early childhood. I'm so excited to be here. This is my 4th webinar for you guys. So anybody who hasn't seen me, buckle up. And if you have behavior challenges or director challenges or want some fun stuff with your kids, check out some of the previous webinars I did on here. And I'm just super pumped and ready. I went to my own yoga class this morning to get all stretched out and ready. And let's go.
Amazing. Thanks so much, Ron. Well, I know you have an amazing webinar planned for us today. So I'm going to go ahead and stop sharing my screen, and I am going to hand the floor all over to you.
I appreciate you for that. All right. If you're listening, hands in the air. If you're listening, touch your nose. If you're listening, touch your ears. If you're listening, touch your toes. All right. I know it's holiday time, for some people and are all over the place, but head, shoulders, knees, and toes. We kind of should know about that. But anyway, it's okay. All right. So check it out. This is what we're going to do. Today is about you. Today is about teaching you a couple different ways how to take different types of breaths for a different situation. Today is about warming you up. Today is helping you get rid of neck pain, sciatic pain, lower back pain, helping you be a person that avoids ever tearing something in your knees or your ankles when you're chasing after your kids. So why am I talking? Let's get started. All right. So we're going to do something called dynamic tension. This is something that you can also give to your kids to do in the classroom. Take your fist and squeeze your fist like that. Squeeze your fist, squeeze your fist. Now squeeze your forearm. Now you see as the muscle's shaking. Now squeeze your entire arm and breathe and breathe and breathe and breathe and breathe and relax. Awesome. Let's do the other side. Take your hand and squeeze your fist and squeeze your fist, and now squeeze your forearm. And then as you're squeezing, now squeeze your arm, squeeze, and relax. Okay, good. Now take both fists, squeeze your fist, squeeze your forearms, squeeze everything here. Squeeze your back muscles like if you were having a pencil put between your shoulder blades and you had to hold them like this and squeeze, and relax. Okay, how many of you feel just even 1% warmer? How many of you feel like there's energy moving through your body? So this is called dynamic tension. You don't actually have to do a lot of movement to get a workout, and this is great to give to your kids, especially, you know, those kids that have high energy that sometimes people put letters after their names like ODD or DOGG or whatever it is. All right. So what we're going to do is now we're going to do it for the whole entire body. So I'm going to stand up. I like the way that you're standing up. I like the way that you're standing up. Okay, cool. And throughout this, I'm going to have to move this screen up and down because I haven't figured out a camera yet that can see everything. Okay, so you're not going to get to see, hi. Okay, so now what I want you to do is I want you to take one foot and lift the heel off the ground. That's all I want you to do, okay? Just like, I'm also good. Okay, you can do your dancing a little bit later. Okay, so heel off the ground, all right? All I want you to do, it's like that dynamic tension when we were doing that with the arms, push down. So when you push down, it's like you can almost lift your other foot off the ground. So heel off the ground, breathe in, breathe out, and now push your heel into the ground for 5 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Relax. Let's do it again. Push into the ground again. Ready? Push. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Relax. Okay, cool. How many of you feel a tightness in your ankle? How many of you feel something in your knee? Okay, so what's happening is the tendons and ligaments around your ankles and your knees are working and getting activated. Why are we doing this? In addition, just to warm you up, I don't want you to be this person. Have you ever seen this person? They're walking and all of a sudden they roll their ankle and now they're like looking behind themselves for the nothing that they tripped on, because our ankles just decide to roll and sprain themselves. Why? We don't get taught to do your ankle exercises. So let's do this. Ready? Off your heel, breathe in. Breathe out, push down into the ground, pushing. 5, you should feel the ankle tightening the tendons and ligaments. 2, 1, relax. Ready? Again, you should feel now push down 5 seconds, even lean. So if you wanted to, you can pick up your leg and you should feel things tightening inside your knee and relax. Okay, good. Have a seat. I'm not going to make this stand the whole entire time. I just want you to get a lot of benefit from this. Okay, so the reason why we do this is because I don't want you to be someone that can't chase after kids when you're 50, when you're 60, when you're 70. If you're 20 and 30 and you think you're indestructible like I did back then, kind of still think about that now, you haven't walked into a backyard where maybe there's like a hole and the person hasn't filled that hole, and what they've been doing is maybe like putting cones on it, and you step in it and then all of a sudden your ankle rolls and now you're out for 2 or 3 weeks. Okay, I don't want that to happen to you. So we were doing warming up for our body. Now we're actually going to do some exercises for different parts of our body. I know I said exercise. I'm like, come on. We're going to do exercises for different parts of our bodies that normally we aren't told to train. Okay, so like I said, how many of you, when you go to the gym, your trainer goes, okay, so today we're going to focus on ankles and knees. They don't do that. You focus on your biceps, your triceps, your chest, your abs, whatever abs, they're under there somewhere, your mirror muscles. So all I want you to do is just take your foot like this. If you can. If you can't, then just put your foot out, hold on to it. Real simple, 10 times. Nice and easy. Now, you may not think this is doing anything. Some of you are feeling cracks and kringles and things moving around. That's fine. 10 times one direction as far as you can go. Now go the other way. And you may start noticing that there's actually warmth happening in your ankle. You may feel like, I'm actually working something 100%, right? My dog Scruffy agrees with me. So now do the other leg, roll it around like this. Oh, make sure you're doing that breathing thing. Let's go 10 times. And you should feel the same thing. This one, I feel a little more cracks and kringles. I know for a fact, especially during my days of soccer, that I sprained it a lot more. Okay. Okay, nice. Ready? Now we did that both these sides. Now stand up and just check in with your feet. How do you feel? Do you feel pain, or do you feel like your legs and your knees are actually a little bit stronger and you like this feeling? So everything that we do today is all about you embracing some of these things. If I give you a neck exercise and a neck stretch and you do it, awesome. If I show you how to get rid of sciatic pain, you do it, awesome. This is all just to provide value for you. Make sense? Okay, cool. So what we're going to do is we're going to do something called silly stretching. It's dynamic stretching for the whole entire body. Let me pull my pants up. Okay, all right, ready? So all you're gonna do is just roll your head around, nice and easy. And by the way, at any point you want to drink of something, whatever it is, I'm not going to judge. Just feel free, get it whenever you want. Because this is about 45 minutes. There will not be a break. Okay. How many of you are feeling just your neck just moving and cracking and crinkling? Maybe one side doesn't go as much as the other. That's fine. You're just getting movement. Look up and down like that. Nice and easy. Everything that we're doing is dynamic. Dynamic stretching means movement. When you go to a birthday party and there's a clown or whoever, they start blowing up the balloons. What do? They stretch it out first. So we're going to do everything with just a slight little movement to warm your whole entire body up. By the way, all these things that I'm going to show you, don't do them at home. When you get to the classroom, when you punch in, when someone's paying you, then you start doing it so it benefits you both. And also just teach all this stuff to the kids. Okay, awesome. Good talk. Okay, cool. Yeah, do that stuff with the kids with the ankles, because how many of you want these kids to be successful in life and then they spend 20 years playing a certain sport and all of a sudden they blow out one ankle, they blow out one, ACL back here and it's done. But you just giving them ankle exercises makes a huge difference. I promise you that. Okay. So we did this. Now let's go back and forth as slow or as fast as you want, and just notice how you're feeling, maybe how your body was feeling before and how you're feeling now. Roll your shoulders forward, roll your shoulders back, roll your shoulders forward, roll your shoulders back. Okay, we're going to do arm circles forward, and we're going to do arm circles back. And then we're going to go palms out, back and forth. Good. We're going to do one arm forward and one arm back. Confusing? Awesome. You're used to it. You got early childhood kids. And then one arm back. Love it. Okay, palms out, back and forth. Okay. Now, when you're doing this, you're going to feel a stretch in your chest. That's important, okay? Anything that you do with the pushing sensation, if you're on the floor with your kids and you push to get up, that's using your chest, that's using your triceps, that's using your shoulder muscles. Now we're going to do, instead of palm out, is we're going to go palms down. When you do this palms down, you're going to feel this more in your biceps. Why is it important to do this stretch? When you pick up your kids, you pick up a 5-pound weight child, sorry, a 10-pound weight child, a 20, a 15-pound kid, you're picking them up and you're using your biceps first. And I'm pretty sure most people, when they go and pick up a child, they don't do this, which is the appropriate way to avoid lower back pain, which is squatting completely with their legs. Their back is mostly straight, picking up the child and then standing up. Of course not. I don't expect you to do that. I'll show you ways where you can build up so you can do that if you're interested, okay? All right, so now we're doing palms down, feeling a stretch in the bicep, okay. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna give ourselves a nice big hug. So everybody give yourself a hug. Everyone say, I love you, me. Awesome. Now, one more time, we're gonna give ourselves actually a energy hug. Take your hands, rub them together. If you know what Reiki is, R-E-I-K-I, energy work, it's the ability to heal another human being with our own touch. We're all connected across this whole entire planet, our vibrations, our energy. So keep rubbing your hands together, have that heat created, and now pull your hands apart and just hold it and hang out. And what do you feel? How many of you feel like a magnet, like a pushing and a pulling sensation, something like that? Okay, good. If you feel it, awesome. Pull it apart even more. Notice how that energy block or magnet kind of takes form. That's awesome. If you don't feel it, everybody else keep going. If you don't feel it, do it again. Pull your hands apart. Maybe close your eyes, breathe in, breathe out. And if you feel something between your hands, maybe like when you have a magnet of the same side, north, north, south, south, it's like a pushing sensation. If you do feel it, pull it apart even more. Try this with your kids, even if you don't feel it. Some of them are going to feel it. They're going to be more sensitive than others. Okay, now give yourself a hug. Ready? And everybody say, I love you, me. One more time, breathe in, breathe out. Say, I love you, me. Now, if you did it, awesome. If you didn't do it, awesome. When you do this with your kids, if they can't hug themselves, if they, when you say, I love you, me, and they go like this, or if they say, I hate you, me, or something like that, that's just a red flag to be aware of, because maybe they might have had a program put into their brain when they were 3 or 4 years old that they're not lovable. It happens instantaneously. The brain's amazing. Just all that sudden could have happened is, mom and dad get into an argument. Mom gets mad. I'm leaving. She goes outside. She's just going for a cigarette break or go for a drive. The kid is 3 or 4, doesn't know what's happening. All of a sudden, the brain starts making up stories. Mommy left you. She doesn't love you. I'm not lovable. Boom. That program, the brain takes a little snapshot. That now runs the rest of your life. Now it's 30 years later, and you can't get into a relationship, or that person can't get into a relationship because in their programming, their operating system that loads every morning when they wake up, the first program, one of them is I'm not lovable. So somebody starts loving them, giving them affection, they're going to push them away. So just something like that. When you see that big hug thing and you notice it, it's super important. All right, enough of the talking. Let's stretch our lower backs. Ready? You're going to peck for some seeds like a bunch of chickens. Everybody go, bark! My hair go, bark, bark, bark. Okay, good. Ready? And we're going to go peck, nice and slow. Our back muscles are going to stretch just like everything else. Ready? Peck, 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 peck. Awesome. Now take a breath in, breathe out. We're going to pick some bananas like a bunch of monkeys. Everybody go, whoo, whoo. All right, good. And go pick, 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 and peck, 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 peck. Do it your pace or speed up with me if you want. Pick, 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 peck, 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 pick, 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 peck, 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 pick, 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 peck, 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 pick, 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 pick. There you go. Get all the way in there. Okay, good. All right. You work with early childhood kids. I'm assuming you have a sense of humor. Okay, cool. All right, next thing we're gonna do, we're gonna stretch out our side body. Super important as we're learning to take bigger breaths. We need to have the ribs, the intercostal muscles, all this, the lats, all these muscles need to really stretch so that we can take bigger breaths and then our lungs can expand. All right, so what we're gonna do, I'm gonna pull my pants up, okay? And ready? We're like this. Breathe in and just go like this. With the kids, I joke around. I go like this. I go, ha, ha, ha. And what I do is I make sure that this hand is not on my leg, restricting my stretching. So I'll go, ha, ha, ha. And then the kids go, ha, ha, ha. And then I go, what's so funny? And then they laugh. And then I'll go like this. I'll go, he. And notice every time I'm doing it, I'm just going over further, feeling more of a stretch here. And then the kids go, he. And then I go, what are you doing? What's so funny? And then they laugh again. Then I keep it going. I'll go like this. I'll go, ho, ho, ho. They do it. And I go, where's Santa Claus? I heard him. Did you hear him? And then they laugh sometimes, okay? And then I'll go like this, and I'll go, hoo, hoo, hoo. And then they'll do the same thing. I'll be like, did I just hear an owl? I don't give a hoot. And by the way, feel free to steal all my jokes. Okay, next thing we're going to do is we're going to do our knee circles. So I'm going to drop this down just a little bit. Like I said, feel free to do this when you're working with your kids. I know your circle time is super exciting and you never repeat the same thing over and over. Just consider maybe every other day instead of circle time while you're talking to the kids, go through this whole entire stretching, or go onto my Yogarati TV YouTube channel and the stretching's there, throw it up on the video and you can do that with them, okay? So here we have tendons and ligaments. Anybody here ever tear their ACL, their meniscus, their PCL, their MC hammer? Can't touch this. Okay, so we don't want you to do that. So what I want you, we meaning the voices in my head and everybody else on the planet. So you're just gonna do knee circles in one direction. Same thing. You might hear cracking, you might hear crinkling, whatever it is, go the other way. You're gonna go like that. Breathe in, open your feet. All right, go like this. There you go. Some of you are having some younger club flashbacks, huh? Good for you. All right, now bring your knees together and do just like that. I mean, think about this. When you chase after your kids, you might go this way, you might go that way, you might have to do this and that. If your ankles and knees aren't warmed up, aren't strong, you could injure yourself. I don't want that to happen, okay? And then we went back and forth like this and any other motion. Cool, okay. Last thing that we're gonna do, and then we're gonna sit down, is we're gonna do, let me just make sure, cool. Okay, what do you think of my new background? The tree of life. Totally love it. Okay, cool. In the Yogarati webinar, go back to that one and watch it. I talk about grounding. Kids have super high energy and pretending that they have roots, like in the tree of life, like in Avatar, and going out like that, grounding themselves into the earth, into Gaia, and then all of a sudden, their energy goes like this because it connects to others. Okay, we're gonna balance on one leg, okay? All I want you to do balancing for 10 seconds, ready, set, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. Okay, now, instead of balancing okay? Instead of balancing on my right foot, I want you to drum on your left knee. The more that you drum on your left knee, the higher your knee comes up. Let's go for 10 seconds. Ready, set, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Nice. How many of you balanced better the first time? How many of you balanced better the second time? Right. Why? Because if you focus on losing your balance, all of a sudden you take your mind and you put it into your ankle when you're focusing on balancing. We talked about putting your mind in different parts of your body in one of my other webinars, okay? So now when you're doing this, your focus is here where you're drumming. When you're waiting tables, they tell you don't focus on the trays or the plates, because what's going to happen is then they could fall. See, our body, whatever made us, we have natural balance. You don't, when you're standing there, you don't have to go, uh-oh, don't fall forward, don't fall back, don't do, oh, mayday, mayday, mayday. You don't have to do that. But then our brains kick in with judgment like they do often. And then all of a sudden, oh, you might drop it. And then we unbalance ourselves. So just think about this. We balance, we are normally balanced, especially if we drink a lot of good stuff like water. And then our brain, our sabotager, throws us off balance. So if you focus on what could go wrong, like your ankle, could go wrong. You focus on what could go right, and you're just drumming, more chance it'll go right. Let's do it again the other side now that we even know what the game is, okay? So you're going to balance on your right foot, 10 seconds. 1, 2. But now how many of you have your mind, you're thinking about your foot, and all of a sudden the balance is gone? 10. Now, drumming on this one. This is also great to teach the kids, because when they get it, especially if they're 3 and 4 and 5, they get this, okay? Because 95%, what is it? 85%, see, I'm worried about balancing. 85% of the things that we worry about never happen. So imagine keeping that headspace going throughout your day, okay? Drumming on the other foot. So we're going to balance, what's it called? We're drumming on the left knee. Ready, set, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Def Leppard drumming. 9, 10. Okay. If you don't know the Def Leppard drumming, the drummer Def Leppard had one arm. So I thought he would be mean. I watched a video about he was doing an interview. Guy seemed harmless. Okay. Same thing. Where were you balancing better? What you focus on, what benefits you, is what your life direction will go. All right. Grab a drink. Have a seat. Let's check in with time. If you can turn back time to the good old days. Who's got neck pain? Okay, not pain in the necks, neck pain. Huge distinction. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to strengthen before we stretch. So I'm calling it strengthening. Strengthening. If you can think of something better, like when I create a yogarati, it's yoga and karate, that I love, send it to me. We'll split it. Okay, so we strengthen the body first, and then we stretch the muscles, okay? That's Eastern philosophy. I know Western philosophy, if your neck hurts, then the doctors tell you take anti-inflammatories, muscle relaxers, whatever, exploratory surgery, because especially in this country, everything is, money, 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 money. So think about, instead of doing the things that benefit others that just cover up the symptoms, think about Far East philosophies and do your research on how to help your body move the flow of energy, acupuncture, acupressure. One of the things, I was going to show this to you later, but I'll show this to you now. One of the things that I use, I've had this for about 15 years. It's an acupressure board that you put your feet on it, and there's all these different reflexology points on your feet. Look that up and how reflexology and your feet affect your whole entire body. And then there's this thing called water, that our bodies are 2/3 water. So it might be a good idea to have your body consistently have water so that it does what you want it to do more regularly. All right, so we're going to strengthen, then we're going to stretch. So neck, then we're going to do lower back, we're going to do sciatica, we're going to do a couple of breaths. That's going to be your workshop, okay? So look up in the air like this, and all you're going to do is you're going to do baby birds. You're going to go like Mama Bird is feeding you and go like this. Anybody doing it? I see you. Okay, good. So this is why we do this, because the sternocleidoid mastoid muscles, these two muscles here, your SCM. When you do this, maybe 10, 15 times a day, do it in the shower, do it at a red light, what happens is this muscle starts to tighten, and eventually, look this up, and eventually as it tightens, it pulls the skin back, and then all of a sudden, you don't have that, like you ever see, go on Thanksgiving or whatever, and you ever see that gobble neck thing going on, and if you don't want that, then do that. So let's try another 5, go. Okay, awesome. Now, how many of you actually did it more intentionally, or even did it and didn't do it the first time and were more intentional the second time? Right? Why? Because the first time I just told you what to do. You're a teacher, you tell kids what to do. The second time what I did is I showed you how it would be valuable to pull the like that, how it would be valuable and beneficial to you, and then you chose to do it. There's a difference between a registration conversation and an enrollment conversation. Reach out to me because it's 2 different worlds, okay? So if you have kids that have challenges and you want them to do certain things, yes, 95% of the kids are going to do what you want them to do. But the 5%, the alphas, check out my behavior mastery training on the other webinar that I did here. The alphas, you need to convince them to make choices that you want them to do. So figuring out ways how to make it beneficial to them, so their brains go, oh yeah, that makes sense. Now I'm going to want to do it. That'll have them change behavior, just like you change your behavior. That makes sense? Okay, cool. All right, next thing that we're going to do is we're going to strengthen by using isometrics, okay? Dynamic tension, iso means same, metric means length. So you're just going to do a muscle pushing with your head pushing into your hand. You're going to feel a tightness over here. Let's do 5 seconds. Ready? So pushing your hand into your head, pushing your head into your hand. Ready, set, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, let's do the other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's do the front. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's do the back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, now, why is this important to do these neck muscles? To do these neck muscle exercises is because you never know when you're gonna need your neck muscles to grab your vertebrae as fast as possible. If you take a spill on some ice and your head goes back, if all of a sudden you hear a sound, one of your kids is crying, you slip your neck over. If you're sleeping awkwardly, if you're driving in a car and your head is not against the thing like it's supposed to be, but who sits like that, and if somebody hits you from behind, and all of a sudden what happens is your body goes forward with the car because it's connected, but your head that was just floating in space, just like the earth is, just goes back like this and then goes forward like this. And if you want your neck muscles to grab your vertebrae so you don't get injuries, I've been in 3 car accidents. None of them my fault. You can look it up. Totaled all 3. Airbag opened up. Hit from the side, hit from this side, hit from that side. Every single one, boom, I walked out. Why? Because my neck and my back muscles contracted around everything so that all I had was muscle sprains instead of neck problems. So doing this will benefit you. Let's do it again. How many of you are going to do it now? Ready? Same, go. 5 seconds. Push. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 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 Okay, so now that our neck has gotten a little bit stronger and we did that and we worked the muscles, now we stretch. Take your hands, put them behind the back of your head. I know I'm talking fast, and this is usually a 2-hour. I'm trying to get into 45 minutes. So let's go. Ready? Tuck your chin in like this. Now, the more that you feel going down your neck, the more that it's going to have your body tell you, do this more often. If you just feel this here, fine. If you feel it mid, if you're feeling this going all the way down to your butt, your body is telling you, please stretch me out more. Make sense? Okay, cool. All right. Then we did this stretch, which is warming up, and it was also a stretch as well. Let's do 5 more of those, unless you don't want your skin to be tight. Baby bird. Oh, I just felt the click in my jaw. It feels good. You may be doing some of these, and all of a sudden you'll feel a thunk or a slide or something, and your vertebrae that might have been out for like a month, all of a sudden slides back in. So if that does work for you, awesome. By the way, anything that you do, if you like the way it makes you feel after, do it. If you don't like the way it makes you feel after, Don't do it. Totally up to you. Okay. All right. Next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna do a little John Travolta staying alive action. So everybody, what you're gonna do is point this way, and then do this, doing the staying alive. Ready? Ooh, 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 staying alive, staying alive. Okay, ready? Awesome. Now you're gonna go like this. Okay, and now you're gonna turn your head over, and then you're gonna point the opposite direction. And now breathe in. Breathe out, and now instead of stretching your head like we've been conditioned to do, point. So it still stretches, but you're in control of it, and you don't overstretch. Breathe in, breathe out. Now point more. Breathe in, breathe out, and point. Okay, now if you want, you can stay here, or with your muscles, try to bring your ear closer to your shoulder like that. And just hold that for 2 breaths. One more. And before you release, watch what I do. I take my hand, I grab onto my head because we just stretched out the neck muscles. So why engage them? So let's do it like this, okay? All right. I just saw somebody write, I have to do this every day. Consider you don't have to do anything. Do your staying alive. And then just point 45 degrees. Consider you don't have to do anything. Consider you get to. You don't have to go to work. Point a little bit more. We can do both. You don't have to go to work. You get to go to work. I'm sure there's people that you know that wish they can get to go to work. You don't have to pay your car bills. You get to. I'm sure that you know people that have to take the bus or ride a bicycle. So you don't have to do these, because when you feel like you have to, point one more time and then try to bring this ear closer. When you create the story that your brain creates for you that you have to do something, if you don't do it, ready? Now straighten yourself back up. Okay. Oh, wait, I went the other way. Sorry. There you go. If you make in your mind, if you've been telling yourself you need to do this, you need to do that, and you don't do it, what you're doing is you're creating an expectation. And this is perfect because this is the stress that we create for ourselves. We as human beings create expectations in our brain, not in reality. And then we've been programmed and conditioned as young as little kids. I still work with preschoolers. This is preschool in Hollywood, Florida. I teach yoga karate. These kids still have been programmed at 3 years old. They believe that what their brain says reality should be is how it should be. And then they get mad instead of being understanding that your brain is just going to tell you how you think things should be. And that's great. Just because your brain tells you something doesn't mean it's true. If you get upset, most of the time, it's because your brain created an expectation, said the word should, or thought the word should, and then said, he should be this way, my job should be this way, society should be this way, this pandemic should be this way, my husband should be this way, the kid should be this way. All you're doing is you're creating expectations. When you say the word should, you're literally saying, you're going, oh, I feel like upsetting myself right now because I'm enjoying too much of being present. And then you go, he should call me. And then you get mad and the other person doesn't even know that expectation. And then we're programmed to get upset at them. If you want to be happier, practice over the next week. Change your shoulds to could. He should be over here. He could be. My program, my capacity should be this way. My capacity could be this way. My children should pay attention and they should want to help. My kids could pay attention. They could want to help, and you just feel all the stress just leave your body. You haven't been programmed to be responsible and powerful. And that's what a lot of the world that we're opening up is, of people being more awakening and people being more understanding of what really happens, okay? So when you create an expectation, you say the word should, you should all over yourself, should, S-H-O-U-L-D, you should all over other people, change a should to a could, have access to happiness. All right, I'm done with the jibber jabbering. Let's get some more stretching done. Okay. I know I need a drink after that one. And if you like some of the stuff I'm talking about, go to my YouTube channel. I have tons of videos from different workshops. Check out the ones I do in my Matrix costume. They're more heady, but they open up your brain to have access to a lot more stuff. Okay, so next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna work on getting rid of lower back pain. Anybody have any lower back pain? Okay, so most of the time when you have lower back pain, unless you were in some sort of accident, most of the time that you have lower back pain, it's because either your hamstrings are too tight or your glutissimus cardassianus maximus is too tight. So we're going to stretch out both, okay? So now put one leg over here just like that. I got to figure out a solution. Don't look at the green screen. How many of you like my hat? How many of you don't look at the green screen? What you immediately do, but you still tell your kids not to do something and you're still surprised that they do it? Okay, cool. All right, so one leg out like this in your chair. All I want you to do for 1 second, reach down just so your brain knows how far you can stretch. I'm going to give you an example. I'm going to model it for you. Ready? So I'm going to go down like this, and then I'm back. My knee has a bend to it, okay? 1 to 2 seconds tops. Reach down, see how far you can get. Ready? And then back just like that. Okay, cool. All right, now what you're going to do is we're going to do, notice all the dynamic stuff that we've been doing. This is going to be the same thing. I asked you before to push the ball of your foot into the ground so that you strengthen your ankle and your knee. By the way, obviously you can still do the sitting. You could be with your kids like this working, and then they don't know that you're just pushing into your leg or you're pushing into your other leg, and all of a sudden, like a couple of weeks go by and now your legs are gorgeous, okay? So one leg like this, 5 seconds, push the heel into the ground. What's going to happen is you're going to feel the hamstring tighten up and your knee will bend. Okay, 5 seconds, pushing into the ground. Ready, set, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Relax. Push again. Go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Relax. Okay, ready? Now reach down and see if you can't stretch even further and try to take 3 breaths. Breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. Okay, how many of you were able to stretch further the second time? Good. Why that happens is because that's called proprioceptive neuromuscular facilitation. It'll be on the quiz. Just kidding, I don't believe in quizzes or tests or homework or anything. Okay, anyway, so PNF, proprioceptive neuromuscular facilitation. What that is when a muscle belly tightens and contracts. After it tightens and contracts, for some reason, there's a relaxation period of 3 to 5 seconds where the muscle just relaxes before it goes into its normal, I forgot what the word is, something like that. So tension, whatever. I'll look it up, Google it. So ready? Same foot, different foot, other side. You're gonna go like this. Hi, Roomba. Okay, I'm gonna get you working today. Don't you worry. And you're gonna dig the heel into the ground 5 seconds. Reach down for 1 second. Ready? Reach down. This is how far I can get. Awesome. My left leg is tighter. Breathe in, breathe out, and dig the heel into the ground. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Relax. Digging the heel. Ready? Dig. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Relax. Now reach down. Try to hold it for 3, 2, 1. Awesome. Okay, good job. How many of you think you should be able to stretch further and then you got upset? That's the same thing. Thinking you should be a certain way, thinking you should be a certain weight, thinking that you should be happy all the time is creating expectations. You're allowed to be any way that you want. I know growing up, like guys were taught you're not allowed to be sad in public and you're only allowed to be angry. And my sister was taught you're not allowed to be angry in public or you're hysterical. And that's people coming from trauma. And that's they're being raised by people that also felt the same exact way. Now with the kids, when I do my sun salutations with Yogarati kids, I tell them scream. We start the class off. Who wants to cry? Who wants to yell? Who wants to scream? We have a lot of self-regulation going on, and I do teach that, but I think there should be more people teaching kids it's okay to express yourself and to really let yourself go. And if you gotta scream, ah! If you gotta cry, like get a cry out there. It's energy stuck in our body, and emotions are energy in motion. We need to move that. All right, so take this. By the way, too, the body holds on to emotions. The sciatic, the ITB band, all this holds on to hips, hold on to a lot of stuck emotions. If you reach out to me, and I'll share with you this one yoga class that I take called Raja Yoga. The guy created a video during the pandemic. It's slow flowing on the ground, nice and easy, and it's amazing the things that actually leave your body when you do a slow flow class like that. Never have to stand up. It's not yoga where you're holding all these poses and everything. All right, if you can put your foot like this, do that. Awesome. Okay, if you have a little obstruction like I do, you'll figure it out a way. If you can't do this, try this. If you can't do this, try that. If you can't do it, then have somebody take your leg and put it here for you. Okay, we got 4 minutes. Awesome. All right, cool beans. So ready? And by the way, too, there's going to be time for Q&A. And if there's questions, awesome. If there's not, I'll do another 5 minutes. I mean, the boss ladies tell me what to do. All right. So this is for your lower back and also your sciatic area. If you don't have lower back pain or sciatic pain, great. Let's do this. Just have it be preventative. Do this in your classroom while you're getting paid. Okay. So all you're doing is hands up in the air like this, and you're going to breathe in and breathe out and just fold. And all of a sudden, if over here your body gets tight and your body goes, oh, poop, then just hold it. And you're just going to breathe. And yes, you're going to be uncomfortable and you're going to want to come out of it. But if you breathe for 5 seconds through the uncomfortableness, your lower back pain, your sciatic pain that you have or that you may have in the future will disappear. All right, now you're going to sit up, go 45 degrees this direction, breathe in, breathe out. Same thing, you can reach like here, or if you want, use your foot to pull. Yes, it's uncomfortable. If it's painful, where you're having pain like putting your finger on a fire, up 45 degrees this way. If it's painful and you're putting your finger on a fire, stop doing it. If it's just uncomfortable and it's annoying, okay, up, and now reach down towards the middle, see if you get any further. If it's uncomfortable and it's annoying, but if they give you $100 or 100 of whatever denomination is in your country, would you be able to tough it out for 10 seconds? You would. Yeah, I'm not going to give you that money, but I promise you, if you do this, you'll save yourself 10 times that in future bills on anything, because this is about you getting your body stronger, okay? Let's do the other side, up and down. Holding, yep, this side's tighter. I feel sometimes little energy bubbles popping in my back. Up, 45 degrees this way. Up, 45 degrees that way. And by the way, they're going to post all my social media. If you want to follow me on there, tons of videos on how to get rid of carpal tunnel, other things, a lot of review on these things just to benefit you more, and a lot of stuff on the brain things as well. Okay. And then up, and let's go down to the middle. All right. And grab a drink. And let's go forward. Yeah, I love how you show these exercises in the comfort of a chair. 100%. Everything, whether you're working with kids or whether you're not, these are all beneficial. All right, ready? Let's keep going because they haven't pulled my head off yet. Let's do another one for the side body. So let's do one for the spine. This is so good. Okay, so take your hands, go like this. This is from the Raja yoga class. If you've never tried yoga before, because your brain has told you a story about it, go to a yoga studio and look up any sort of slow or gentle or restore class. You'll be amazed at what they have. Yeah, they have intense hot yoga ones, but find yourself a beautiful one, or if you want to do it from home, check out DDP yoga. It's amazing. There's a beautiful video about a guy who couldn't walk in crutches, and he was 100 pounds and 50 overweight, and the guy's amazing. Okay, I'm done talking. Ready? So this is what you're going to do. Okay, love you too, Brittany. And you're going to go up like this and stretch your neck out, and then breathe in, and now breathe out. And tuck your chin in and bring your elbows to the best that you can. Breathe in, and you're going like this. This is basically doing cat and cow, but seated, and breathe out. Cat and cow is where you're moving your spine back and forth and moving the spinal energy. One more, breathe in and breathe out. And now we're going to do 5. Everybody do it with me in unison. Ready? Breathe in, breathe out. 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 Okay, and then the last thing, I already showed you. There's so many things out there other than getting the sun, drinking water, all that good stuff, having fruit. These things are awesome. These are amazing for reflexology board. This thing is wonderful. You just lay on it and it just stretches your spine out. I don't have names for these things. These are wonderful. These rollers, find one. You can roll on any part of your body that makes a difference, helps you stretch. There is so much out there that you can find resources for. All right, ball in my mouth. I'll never stop. So any questions on anything?
Ron, that was amazing. You absolutely have to watch this recording after, because you have got to see the chat that you probably didn't get to see while you were doing the stretches and exercises.
Okay, yeah, no, I was a little, yeah.
You have to watch it because the audience loves you. We've been getting the most incredible responses in the chat. So I'm super excited for you to take a peek at what everyone's been saying. Thank you so much, Ron. I'm going to give you 1 minute, really, just to take a breath, because we do have a few questions that I want to make sure we get to in the next 9 minutes. So take a sip of water, grab a breath, take a look at the chat while you have a second, because they love you. So give me a second here. I am going to share my screen again.
I'm reading it. Go if you like. Listen, if you liked what I did, and they're gonna post it, there's 3 other workshops, 3 other webinars that I've done. I've also done for here. The behavior mastery one is awesome. The captain of the ship director one is awesome. The yogarati, how to teach a yogarati class for the kids, is awesome. And I also did a podcast and a blog post on my behavior mastery. So if you like my energy and what I do, there's 3 other webinars for you to watch.
Absolutely. We'll make sure to share those in our show notes as well. Thank you so much, Ron. Before we dive into the Q&A, I have launched our poll. We do have a couple questions for everyone on the audience today, and we want to know, how burnt out are you feeling? We know that everyone in childcare is working in such a demanding, physically, emotionally, socially demanding job. And we know that there's such a high burnout rate in this field. And we thank you all for everything that you do. So let us know how you're feeling and let us know how you cope with that. If you're interested in learning how here at Hi Mama we can support you in your day-to-day and help you with everything that you do, then please reach out to us and we're happy to show you how we can support you in the amazing work that you do in this field. So the poll is there if you want to take a minute just to answer those questions. I will leave that up for everybody and we'll dive into a quick Q&A. So Ron, we do have a couple questions for you. And we got this one question we got a few times actually. So a lot of our audience today is curious on if all these stretches you just did with us, if we could do those with young children, toddlers.
100%. Okay, when you say young children and then you say toddlers, to me, that's 2 different things. Because to me, toddlers is 18 months to 24 months or 2.5, or young children is up to 6. So like, what is there a specific, or just, I'll just talk about both?
I'm thinking that the main focus of the question is toddler. So 18 months to 2.5 or so.
I would, you know what? Every toddler is different. Every child is different. Honestly, try it. There's no way. I have 18-month-year-olds that these kids are talking and they're running and they're doing this and that. I have 2-year-olds that are not up to that milestone. I would just try it. The most important thing is get buy-in from your alpha kids. If you got a 2-year-old that all the kids look at, especially when somebody new comes in, maybe practice some of the stuff with them first and then do it. But like the sciatic one, this one over here, you can just do it sitting crisscross applesauce and going like that and then switching sides. The ones for the arm, we didn't do that one. Doing this and doing that 100%. The ones for the hamstring, have a seat on the ground. Why do you have to sit crisscross in circle time? I sit in like a split position with the kids and then we're, oh yeah, what are you talking about? Now I'm sitting there going like this. They don't know that I'm isometrically digging into the ground. Oh yeah, totally. I mean, same thing we talked about with strengthening your ankles so you don't blow your ankles, your knees out. You could be sitting there in your chair with the kid going, okay, awesome, tell me more. And you're just like pushing into the ground like that. I would just say try everything. And if something doesn't work, email me. They have my email address, or it's real simple, ron@ronspeak.com, and ask me for a variation. And I'll do it, especially over the next 2 weeks. Other than going on vacation, I will answer, text, emails, whatever.
Amazing. Thanks, Ron. And another really interesting question that came in. So in your experience doing the yogarati with preschoolers, do you think there's a better time in the day to do these types of activities with children, with preschoolers, toddlers?
I would, like I've said, I like doing this during circle time because it wakes up the teacher. Most people have started to rely on caffeinated drinks to wake up and they're half asleep. I think that's great to do it. I think it's also great to do it right after nap time to get the energy going. Before nap time, I tell teachers to do more full body weight calisthenics, frog jumps, bear walks, crab walks, snake slithers, do it around the room. And when the kids start saying, I'm tired, great, you got 3 more to do. And then nap time is a lot easier, especially since you're carving them up right before. Here, do a double shot of espresso and take a nap.
That makes sense. I do have one last question for you before we start to slowly wrap up. I'm curious, so after all your work doing this with educators and owners, directors, what do you think is the biggest impact that focusing on self-care for educators brings into the classroom?
You ever hear the phrase, you can't fill somebody else's cup with an empty glass? Mm-hmm. If you're not taking care of yourself, and especially if you have high stress situations going on at home, all that stuff is going to go into the classroom. If you have a child that comes up to you and goes, I don't love you, and then you're a loving person, everything's great. You're like, well, you're entitled not to love me today, and I love you. And what center do you want to work on? You're done. But if you're having stress at home because of things that are going on in the brain or whatever it is, especially if you don't take a walk once in a while or move or breathe, then that stuff at home could come into the classroom. So, just notice. What I do is I tell people to be nice to themselves. Well, we'll finish with this one. Nice, okay? And in nice is notice, okay? Notice whenever you feel any way other than a way that you want to feel. I want to feel happy all the time. I'm okay with feeling sad when I have to work through my sadness. I'm okay with feeling mad when I have to bring stuff up to let rage through so I can work through emotions. But if I'm not happy, all of a sudden I notice I'm not happy. The I in being nice, investigate, okay? What expectation did I create that now is affecting my level of joy? So I create an expectation that someone's going to do this, they're going to show up, they're going to be their word, they're going to be on time, and then I get upset. And then so I notice, okay, I'm not happy. And then I investigate. I create an expectation that this person was going to be their word. And then the C and the E in being nice, change the expectation. You know what? I expect this person to never be their word, and I'm still going to be their friend. And then whenever they tell me something, I'm going to go, cool, not going to happen. And then it's over. I'm literally not upset about that person anymore. While other friends, this is actually a real situation, while other friends don't talk to this one person. I'm like, yeah, just don't trust him with this. Don't trust him with that. But when we hang out with them, isn't he funny? They're like, yeah, but they're putting it all together. No one's ever going to be your checklist. Same thing with relationships. Like I learned a long time ago, someone went like this to me. They went like this. Okay, pick your checklist for what you want in, let's say, life, or let's say pick your checklist in your romantic relationship. I went, okay. And then they go like this. Now, ready? Now pick true love. I'm like, okay. And they go, now choose. And I went, oh. And when I gave up on my checklist, oh, I met the most amazing, my first love 20 years ago. And now I have my last love that I'm living with. So, yeah.
That's amazing. That's amazing advice. Thank you so much, Ron. We are officially at time, but thank you so much for being here with us today. If anybody wants to get in contact with Ron, Kaya has posted all Ron's social media and ways to get in contact in the chat. We will be sending out this recording as well, so you'll be able to see everything I have up on the screen here, so you can contact Ron that way as well. Otherwise, Ron, thank you so much. Enjoy your holidays, enjoy your vacation, and we look forward to working with you again soon. Thank you so much for being here with us today.
Thank you.
And thank you so much to everyone on the audience for joining us today for our final webinar of 2021. I wish Ria was here with us for this one, but thank you so much to everyone for making our webinar so special this year. And we look forward to doing them again in 2022 with you. Quick note, very important note. Hi Mama is closed next week, so we will not be having a webinar, but you can still absolutely sign up for our first webinar back of 2022. I hope to see all of you there. It will be Thursday, January 6th, 2 p.m. And we will be talking about how to foster great team culture at your childcare. Really important topic to kick off 2022. Otherwise, thank you so much for all your support this past year. It has been wonderful for Kaya and I to work with you all, and we wish you a very safe holiday season. Thank you so much for being here today. Bye, everybody. Thank you.